Okay guys, welcome back. In a previous video we talked about how many hours it's going to take before somebody gets the next break on their insurance premium, or what kind of training can they do. Another question that I get quite a bit is we've got an individual, he's got fixed gear time, let's say he's been flying a 172 or even a 182, and he wants to buy a 185 and he wants to buy it on Whipline amphibs. And he comes to me and he says, Chris, this is what I want to do. What's it going to cost me? And there's a big picture out there that it's just astronomically high. Underwriters are going to want to see some make and model time in that airplane. They're going to want to see some float time, even more so than make and model time. But if you don't have that, what do you do? Is it cost prohibitive? The short answer is cost prohibitive depends on the individual. It's not an astronomically high number. I'm seeing rates about double what you would pay for that same 185 in its tail wheel configuration. But keep in mind that you're also adding a value because you're adding the amphibs to it. What the underwriters are going to want to see is that you do some formal training somewhere like Jack Brown Seaplane Base, and you go down and you get the basics of how to sail the airplane on the water, what it's like to land on glassy water, how to read the waves and judge the wind, how to judge your takeoff distances, when to use the water rudders, when not to use the water rudders, things like that, things that we as wheeled pilots or standard gear pilots don't think about. If you're getting into an amphib instead of straight floats, now we've got a little bit more danger into the equation. I'm sure all of us have seen, if you're looking at getting into float planes, the video of airplanes that have landed with the gear down on water and how quickly that flips you right on your back, and that's very dangerous. So what the underwriters are going to see again is that you're going to do the proper transition training. The underwriter specifically that I'm thinking of, they have done a really good job of saying not how many hours you have to have and what kind of training you have to have, but if you go to this instructor, and it can be an instructor of your choice as long as they've got the right kind of qualifications and the underwriter approves it, they are going to give that instructor the authority to say when you're ready and when you're not. They're not going to say you've got to go out here and get 25 hours with 50 landings on water and 25 landings on terra firma. They believe that if they're going, that the instructor is going to be the one in the right place to say when you're ready or when you're not. Somebody can go out here and get those 50 landings in 25 hours and still have absolutely no clue what they're doing. But you may also have a guy out here that picks it up really quickly, and in 8 to 10 hours he's got it down pat, he's handling it just fine, the instructor is comfortable with him. So this underwriting company allows that to happen, which in my mind is a great thing. Now, you're going to see that higher premium your first year. Just like when we first learned how to fly, you've got to pay to play. And the underwriter is taking a greater risk your first year when you have no experience than he is the rest of the time, in theory. So your rate's going to be a little bit higher. The more training you do on the front end and the more hours you get that first year, the better your renewal is going to look, assuming that the market stays the same from the year before to your renewal. So don't let it discourage you when you're trying to transition into these things. Same scenario goes with a tail wheel. Your first year, if you have no tail wheel time, you're probably going to pay a little bit more. Guys that are wanting to jump into a multi-engine airplane that have no multi-engine experience, don't go out there and buy a Cessna 402 or a Navajo as your first multi-engine airplane. Can it be done? We've gotten people insured that way. Is it cost effective? Absolutely not. The underwriter is going to require dual at that point, and they're going to require a number of hours, and your premium is going to be sky high. Get into a twin as a transition airplane. Get into something like a Seneca, maybe an Aztec, something along those lines, a Duchess. Build your time. If you can build it when somebody else owns the airplane or you can rent it, even better. But if you just absolutely have to have a twin, get a step-up airplane if your ultimate goal is one of these high-performance twins, especially if it's going to be pressurized. You're going to have to learn flying with two engines in emergency situations with those. So same scenario with tail wheels. Don't jump into a Pitts for your first tail wheel. You need some experience before you get a hold of that one. And the underwriters know this. They know it from paying claims. So work your way into it. But again, these things can be done with the seaplanes. Join somewhere like the Seaplane Pilots Association. They have got all kinds of information. They're going to have instructors that can help you out. They're going to help you with transition plans. And when the underwriters see that you're taking that kind of initiative, they see you as a more safety conscious pilot. So again, if you have any more questions, feel free to contact me, contact your agent. You can find more information on our website, aviationinsurance.com. We've also got a blog, clearontop.com. Get out there, get to flying, have a good time. We'll see you.